welcome, 안녕하세요, 大家好, seja bem-vindo. Welcome to Earth of Spurs. And what the hell is going on in October? We have got an insane amount of games. We have 9 games in October. That's one game for every 3.4 days, less than 4 days for each one. That's like on average, that's insane. We have a lot of Champions League and also midweek Premier League games. So I'll read out the games we have. We have Arsenal away, Frankfurt away, Brighton away, Frankfurt at home, Everton at home, Tottenham away, Man United away, Newcastle at home, and Sporting at home. Oh, and Bournemouth away. Jesus. So you can see we start off with a lot of away games, and there's a lot of Champions League, there's a lot of Premier League as well. The only, I don't want to say good thing, but the only positive which could help us, let's say, is that we're not the only team that's doing that. It's also other Premier League teams and other Champions League teams that have to do this, because we have to accommodate the World Cup in the winter this year, so everyone's going crazy. But it's good that we have 5 subs. Now, what I predict is that we might be seeing Jed Spence finally playing in a Spurs shirt. Finally starting, rather. And another positive, I think, is that we do have squad depth. We can have different players, different positions. So I think we do have an advantage over some of these teams. Like Newcastle, for example, if they don't have Saint Maximin. Bournemouth as well might be struggling. Everton for sure. Even Brighton. So it could play into our advantage. And I actually thought about this at the beginning of the season. I was like, yo, we have a really packed schedule, but everyone does. But we have like a good big squad. That's why I was really happy that we bought someone like Richarlison, because he's not necessarily going to be a backup striker. Like, he can play on the left or on the right, and he can play at the same time as Harry Kane, but he can also play instead of Harry Kane, which, you know, I'm still thinking, when is that actually going to happen? Because you don't really want to start with Harry Kane on the bench, but you're going to have to. Players are going to get injured in this time period, and this is just before the World Cup. It's like telling a kid to go to bed. Like, Harry Kane needs to rest some of these matches, but he's not going to want to. I think if we can get out of these 9 games, out of this, I hope we can get maybe 5 wins, 2 draws, and I think maybe we'll lose a couple of times as well. But I do think most of them should be a win, because we do have a better squad than a lot of these teams. But the problem is Antonio Conte hasn't been rotating so far, so I do want to see rotation. I want to see Jed Spence. How do you think we're going to do in this crazy month? Comment below, like and subscribe, and stay happy, guys. I'll see you next time. Come on, you Spurs!